Charlotte Mason did say this, that like you focus on one habit at a time. I don't know if she meant that with like attention and obedience. It's not like one day we're going to arrive at this magical place where my children pay attention and they obey me all the time. Then we can focus on cleanliness, because if we did that, my kids would be out of the house and be adults before they learn to brush their teeth, right? I think attention and obedience are lifelong habits. Like those moral habits are things that we're always working on. And then some of the more practical habits are things that we can kind of conquer like one habit at a time. Now, if you've never worked on attention or obedience, then yes, I can see where you just really want to focus on that one over time. But I would definitely say that those are lifelong habits. I mean, I have a 19-year-old with ADHD, and we're still working on the habit of attention. Now, thankfully, or maybe not thankfully, I don't know. We live in a day and age where there's so many tools. I kind of wonder, though, if some of those tools are becoming crutches for people. But I mean, we have reminders on our phones that we can set to remind us something in 10 minutes. And, we can have tools like Asana that can give us our tasks for the day. And so, my thinking, especially as my kids have gotten older, is to focus on teaching them how to manage their struggles with attention that they're just going to naturally have depending on how they were created, or some difficulties that they might have. Okay, what tools are available that we can be successful in college and in life with, knowing that that's something that we do struggle with, right? But I feel like, yeah, attention and obedience, we're still working on those at 19. I'm still working on those at 43. So it's not like we're going to arrive and, we're done. We don't have to work on those habits anymore. Like, these are lifelong habits. I do think too that, especially with my kids, like when one of them starts getting scattered, then they all start like feeding on each other, and attention just goes, and everybody's gone, right? And so, teaching them to redirect their attention, separating them if I have to really get them to focus. My son is 9 too, and he has ADHD, and he's very active. And so after every 10-minute lesson that we do, he has to go do something physical. So whether it's ride his bike, run around the house, go on the swings, do burpees, like something, and then come back. So it's this constant thing, will he grow out of that? I'm assuming he's not going to go to work or college and like every 10 minutes have to get up and run around the classroom. I don't know, maybe. But, you want to extend that over time. But right now at 9, like, the goal is to focus as much as you can for those 10 minutes. And if he's focusing for those 10 minutes, I am thrilled, right? And so it's kind of like managing your expectations too. Like, your boys are 9 and you have a 5-year-old, like, attention. I mean, I think the adult attention span is like 30 seconds now, like studies have said. I mean, we have the attention of gnats. So expecting our kids to sit there for a whole entire reading of a book, probably not realistic, right? And are you balancing subjects where they have to sit and concentrate with subjects that are a little bit more active? And again, I do math facts on the swings. I'll ask them to narrate on the trampoline. I'll let them bounce the ball back and forth when I'm reading a book to them. Like, I mean, just, it doesn't mean they have to sit there. They can be paying attention. In fact, my one daughter the other day, I was reading The Hiding Place, like this very sad part of The Hiding Place where Betsy dies, and she's dancing around the kitchen. And I'm just like, I was so distracted when I was reading it because I was getting so emotional. And I'm like, can you just sit down? And I'm like, I know you're not paying attention. And she's like, yes, I am. I'm like, really? Okay, so what just happened? And of course, she just told me the whole chapter that I had just read perfectly. And I was like, okay, fine, just keep dancing. Again, I think it's what our expectations are of attention and what they're learning can be two different things.